In this video, you guys are about to watch us print directly to a transfer film using the Omni Freejet 330TX Plus. How you guys doing? My name is Stan Banks from T-Shirt Side Hustle, and I help people start T-shirt businesses from home, wherever you at. And like I said, man, I'm here with Victor from Omni Print International. Before we jump into the intro, let them know where they can find you.
Yep. Hey guys, Victor Pena here, founder and CEO of Omni Print International. Make sure you look us up at Omni Print International, youtube.com/Omni Print International, where we help you guys. And we're all about creating a community of entrepreneurs that are winning with direct-to-garment, print on demand. Let's go.
Okay, before we jump into printing, we're just gonna kind of talk to the importance of being able to print directly to a film with the DTG machine that you already have. This makes your machine a little bit more versatile. What do you think this will bring to your customers?
Yeah, so we've been, since for a few months now, figuring out like, can this technology really help our customers, right? A lot of direct-to-garment printer manufacturers, pretty much all of them are staying away, right? We decided to lean in, because if we can have a customer use their equipment more for different things, a neck tag, pocket prints, other products, then I see it as a win-win, right? So if you could use your DTG printer and actually accomplish more with it, make more money, sell more, I don't see a way to lose.
No
right?
question, no question.
So that's what we're gonna show you here today, how we've been working on that here.
All right, so today, what are we gonna actually print?
There's two main things that we're gonna print. I wanna show you how you can do some neck labels that give you a nice finish, really professional setup for when you're doing your own brand, right? Or if you're printing for others, you can offer the service, right? Where traditionally you have to do some outsourcing, somebody that does it, and you know how the minimums are when it comes to neck
labels.
Yep.
Definitely.
The other thing we're gonna do is a full print. So you kind of see the difference on how you can do a transfer print using digital on a full print and what the feel looks like and all that stuff. You already done how DTG works, right? You already know how that feels since you are now the GOAT of
DTG GOAT, right? Yep, 10 minutes in training here and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. You have the artwork laid out. That's super important, especially here. You cannot have bogus artwork when you're doing transfers, right? So super high resolution. We make some custom settings that are only working for a transfer, right? But the lines have to be clean, 300 DPI, PNG is what really works.
Yeah, no pixelated images, guys. Nope. So talk me through the process and how this process is a little bit different than actually just printing directly to a garment.
Yeah, so it's quite a bit different, right? So you're actually, instead of just printing on the shirt, you're gonna print on the transfer film first. You also have a powder that you have to apply. So for example, it's kind of a backwards setup. So you're applying the powder onto the ink backwards. Right. So you're like, that's your adhesive part of it. You also have to bake that up or cure it so that it can stick and make like the powder and the ink one product.
Right.
And then on top of that, you're gonna have to do the final curing. So there's a few different steps, but we gotta walk through it so you can kind of see, all right, where does it fit if you're doing DTG already? Where does it bring you value? And then where does it cost you time? And then where to really put your efforts on, right? So that's super important. If we're gonna do something, we wanna make sure that people are getting value.
Right, so in this case, the powder will act as kind of like what you would normally do to pre-treat the shirt, right? Yep. So, all right, well, I got my artwork up here, ready to go. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna click on my design here, which we already had ready to go from the last video we did. I'm gonna go up here to our environments. I'm gonna go to Freejet 330TX Plus quality mode, and I'm gonna select direct to transfer, and that's good. Up here, top center, we got to mirror our image this time because we're not printing direct. And I believe that's it, right?
Yep. So you're actually printing the color first and verse, and then the white on top of it. right? So the ink you use is super important so you can get that nice quality.
Now tell me about these inks. The good thing about these inks that are formulated with your machine, these inks work for both DTG and direct film, which is pretty awesome because these companies you would have to, if you didn't, switch out your inks, and it becomes like a hassle to get into this process.
Yeah, so we have some crazy expertise when it comes to the inks. We're one of the only ones that actually make our own inks, machines, software, and all that, right? That helps us kind of tweak things to bring more value. So what we did is we did some tweaks to the formula that makes it high quality for DTG, and you could use the same exact ink for your transfers, right, and get that nice feel. So that's how we're able to accomplish it.
All right, so let me go ahead now. We got our film already lined up, and I don't have to preview this one, right?
If we want.
Yeah. All right, so let's click preview, which is right here. And you guys see that's inverted already. Yep. And now from here, we're gonna click print, and then select port.
That top one, yep.
And now, okay. All right, so let's have to hit
the standby right there.
All right, so it's all done printing. It actually looks a little weird, right? We seen the color go down, then we see the white now, and it just looks like I got a black and white image. But this is because we're printing in reverse, right? Yep. So talk me through that process of how that's a little bit different.
Yeah, so in the software, we're flipping it, right? Similar to how you would do it in sublimation. But for example, what you're doing here is you're actually printing a higher resolution of color, and then the white ink goes on top right behind it. Right? Otherwise, you won't be able to see the colors when you flip it.
Right.
Right. So this one's going on a dark shirt. So that's why you got to have a nice layer of white behind it.
All right. Sounds good. Let's get over to the next page. Which is that?
So over here, you're going to go to the little powder station.
All right.
Apply some powder on there. So you got to keep it kind of level.
Okay.
Especially because the ink's still wet.
Wet. Right.
So don't touch the ink. Don't mess with it. As a pro tip, you always, if you can bring the image a little bit lower,
okay,
to give you a place to
grab it. Yeah, we print it kind of tight up top.
So it's kind of tight, but it's all right. So what you could do is you could move the paper to the edge, or
into the powder.
Yep. Move it in there.
Got you.
Yep.
Kind of shake it over.
Shake it over like that.
All right.
Yeah, you want to do that again.
Okay, let's see here. Gotta grab the edge. Yep. Shake it. All right, does that look like a good powder coat there?
Looks pretty decent. So now you want to get rid of some more of the excess. So you got it. Yep.
All right. I think we
as much as you can get rid of, because you don't want it to go all over the
shirt. Right, definitely. I did see some in the past. All right. So here's a good question for you. Can we save this piece of film?
There you go.
Yeah, because we're going to need to print another one later.
That's right.
No transfer film wasted. All right.
There you go.
All right, so now that I got it all powder, Vic, what are we doing next?
So now you got to make sure that the powder is adhering to the ink that we put down, right? So now you're pretty much going to bake it.
Okay.
In the heat press for 2 minutes.
All right, so let's get over to the press. Now, I'm not locking this thing down, right?
No, so it's set up to the highest point right there. Okay. So it's not gonna lock it down. It's gonna hover right over.
Do I hold it or I can just?
You can bring it down. Yep.
Oh, cool. Little makeshift oven right here.
It's a little makeshift oven. So, you know, if you already have the equipment, so the point is how can we make more of your equipment usable for other stuff,
right?
Make stuff more versatile. If you're doing higher volume, you gotta have the dryer to be able to go through and like dry these more at a time, right? Because if you notice, there is some more time that we're taking on the powder, and then we're taking on the curing here, because we still gotta transfer it.
It's fine, because this is awesome, because you guys, your mission is to create more print-on-demand users with your machine, right? And myself, as the heat press guy, the heat press guy, the heat press king, whatever you want to call me, the GOAT, right? So what I kind of do is, like, I took that term POD and I call it press on demand. So now you're taking print on demand and creating some press on demand, because you can take this film here, you can gang up some tags on there, you can print your front, your neck, your sleeve label, all on one sheet, and you can have a press ready garment. So now, like, when you get an order, you can just cut it up and pop it on, right? Exactly. So this is super interesting, because this is like a new wave across the internet when it comes to this process here. And being able to have a machine that costs this amount and being able to take that machine now and it evolve with you is something that says a lot about your company, first and foremost, that you're even, you know, trying to find ways for your users to make money. But at the same time, it's just like being innovative and embracing, like you said, leaning into things that are different. You know, we faced a crazy year last year in 2020 with COVID, and being able to find different things that I've seen you implement in your business. But this is super awesome, because this applies directly to our industry in the current times, or what people think is actually going to take over the industry.
Yeah. You know, I've been doing this now 17 years, right? So every year there's something that's going to take over, right? But if we can provide value to the marketplace, like, there's nothing that takes over that.
Right.
So we have machines from 260 grand to 15 grand. And if we can make them more versatile, I'm all for it, right? So leaning in is what we do when it comes to new stuff. Who knows, maybe it'll bring way more value, and maybe it'll replace other technology, the vinyls, the toners, that kind of stuff, right? But if you don't try it, if you don't see what's gonna benefit the users, then you're never gonna know.
This is true, man, because literally I feel like the person I am, I feel like I'm the news reporter of the industry. I'm going all across the country trying to find all of the right information, because even this may not be the right setup for someone starting out, or vinyl has its place, but every print method that I come across, in my mind, I can say, this might be the right thing for this person's situation. And even when I'm giving advice, the things that I like to say is like, bro, I can't just tell you. I got to sit and have at least 5 questions before I can even give you a general answer on how exactly you should proceed, because your situation isn't going to match mine exactly. And that's why I like to go out and find the information. Well, I like to bring people on my channel, because your story or that person's story, someone that I may not be able to talk to one-on-one can see you and see themselves in you and kind of follow the guidelines or the steps to get to find success.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's not easy what you do. It's a lot of work. But
definitely.
For example, the only way to really find out is being in front of the equipment, seeing where it can work. Like, for example, where can this type of printing work, right? Maybe you're not going to get the gradients that you want, right? Maybe it's going to take a little longer, more labor. Maybe it's going to be better for your tags, right? You can store them. So you only know when you're right in front and you're doing it, right? So I like to always test what we're doing, right? So we've been working on this since November, but before we release anything, I use it. I used to be a user, middle of the night, like everybody else. So is it going to bring value? Question number one. And is it going to be cost effective? And is it going to be quality that you can repeat over and over again? So only doing it, being in front of the equipment, that's the only way you can find out.
All right, so we got this transfer ready. We didn't kind of tell them how long we kind of baked it for here.
This is 2 minutes right here.
All right, and it looks super, super cool. And I'm gonna be honest, man, I was a little nervous when I saw it coming off the machine, because the inks look really, really dark. And now that the white's printed and I got to look at the bottom side, it actually looks colored like it's supposed to. And all of this full color printing starts with artwork. And this artwork here is from my guy, BKL Visions. You guys can find him on Instagram. So now that we got the transfer, Vic, what's next?
Yeah, so you gotta load up the shirt, line it up, and do another press, 15 seconds.
So pass me the shirt here.
There you go, baby.
And I'm gonna hand you the transfer. Now I don't thread, man. Should I be threading this? Thread? I don't thread. I'm gonna thread it just for you, though.
Man.
There we go. All All right, we got our transfer here. And I'm gonna go about 2 inches down there. That looks centered, straight. 3 fingers. Cover sheet there. And we're gonna press it.
Do 20 seconds.
20 seconds. All right, so this film here, I think it's cold peel, but I know you guys are working with a hot peel. Yep. And we don't know which one is gonna be the final product here yet, but we're gonna press this, we're gonna let it cool down, and then we're gonna go ahead and give it a peel. Yeah, these colors are awesome. All right, man, so it's all cooled down, and what kind of peel am I doing? I'm just going slowly tear it away, or I can rip it off?
Slowly tear it away.
All right, let's go here. Oh, man. That's a really, really smooth peel on that one there. It almost came off too easy. It's too easy to believe. And I've traveled to go see some direct-to-film prints, and by far, out of what I've seen thus far, this one has the best hand feel. Now, unfortunately, we're not gonna get a wash test in this video, but I will follow it up with a wash test. Yep. So we're gonna see exactly how good it is, although we could probably take your word for it because you guys are super, super big on quality, and you can tell from your print quality and everything else in the process. So when this thing is ready to go now, usually you will wait 24 hours and all of that stuff, but I'm the guy that everybody's gonna ask, how is the stretch? So before I stretch it, tell me what you think it's gonna do. Let's just go ahead. Stretch it there. If you guys look really, really close, there's no cracking, there's no peeling. You got a winner here, man. Not bad at all. So the last thing that we're gonna do is go ahead and throw a tag in here, which is already printed up for us. And we're gonna actually hit a sleeve print on it as well. Yep. And we're gonna call it a day. So give us a second. Let's transition to get the neck label and the sleeve print before we wrap this video up. All right, so like we said, we're gonna finish off this garment because you can't have a print-on-demand garment that's not retail ready. So we're gonna throw the neck label in and the sleeve print in, and let's get it done.
Yep. Gotta get rid of that tag. It's a tearaway. There you go.
Real quick.
And then you can just
watch it up there. We got our label here. Pop it right under where the old one was.
There you go. Put 20 seconds and you'll be good. And these are printed on the hot peel, so you're gonna, as soon as you lift it up, peel it out.
Perfect. Ooh, super easy. All right, so we got a garment completely finished. We got a front print, a neck label, and a sleeve print. This thing is ready to go ahead and pack and ship to a customer. What do you think this could retail at?
I would do 29 bucks if you're doing on sale, maybe $24.99. It's a good price right there.
All right, so if you guys have any questions about printing with the DTG machine and possibly making direct-to-film transfers with that machine, go ahead and put them down in the comments below, and I'll make sure I'll be there and check them out. I might make sure Victor hops in there one day as well and comes through with the Omni Print channel and go ahead and answer some of you guys as well. Well, let them know one time before we go where they can find you.
Yeah, omniprintonline.com, at Omniprint International. We do a lot of educational stuff. Also in our YouTube channel, /Omniprint International. We're all about education. We're about creating a huge community of entrepreneurs that are winning with print on demand and e-commerce. So that's where you guys can find us.
Hey, he's being real humble right now. He has us also on his Instagram page. I'm gonna link all of these pages down in the description below, but he's doing some super motivational stuff. And it's not often that you hear from a CEO of a company not in the manner of being able to directly comment and go back and forth with. So you guys can check him out there as well. This has been your boy Stan Banks from T-Shirt Side Hustle. Peace.